14 songs. It's a lot of time wading through the byproducts of a tumultuous and distant time. My high school years. Some of your high school years. It's almost 10:40 on Wednesday. I just finished recording the 14th and final song for this little high school set that I've been working on. And I'm feeling a lot of things. All of them are good. I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling almost celebratory. I'm feeling relieved. I'm feeling exhausted. I look back and the first one of these little high school songs I posted on January 29th. I mean, almost exactly 4 months ago. That's a lot of time. A lot of time that I'm glad to have spent. But it feels good to be through the recording stage. This song was originally called Forgive and Forget. I wrote it over the summer of 2007 after graduating. And when I revisited it as part of rewriting all these songs, this one was a real mystery to me. I knew why I liked it at the time. It had a little guitar thing in it that I remember liking a lot. But I was really puzzled by something, and that is that I wrote a song called Forgive and Forget, and I have no idea, based on the lyrics, why it's called that. The original lyrics were just sort of vagaries having to do with what I now think of as like the Mumford & Sons subject matter of lyrics, which is like, I'm a bad dude, could you possibly forgive me? And I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I don't think I really felt like that bad a dude at that time. It's very confusing then. Why did I write that? It's almost like it was a cover-up that I pulled on myself. And so when I was revisiting the lyrics and the song in general, I tried to tap into what I might have been thinking about if I'd really stayed up and had a few beers, which I didn't even do at the time. But to really loosen up the free association and wondered, forgive and forget. What do I want to forgive and forget? I wouldn't have been able to come up with the real answer at the time. The real answer was that, notwithstanding that I have looked back on my high school years with great fondness and warmth as part of doing these songs, by the summer of 2007, I wanted to get the hell out of there. For reasons that are too numerous to go into here, and half of which are good only by the standards of a pretty sheltered, very egocentric young man. I kind of thought that my time was up, and there were a lot of things I wanted to get away from. And so I turned my sort of mind in working on this song back toward those feelings. And specifically I just kept coming back to these memories I have of some gatherings I had with my closest friends, people that I love, just deeply love, loved then and love now. And that I was in completely another headspace at the time. And tried to get into that space when working on this song. And it really opened the floodgates for me. The song I just recorded, which is now called 4th of July, it bears almost no resemblance to the song that is its seed. But I can't help it. Once I kind of went down that path, this song came out. And I liked it immediately. I'm going to just be honest with you. I've been looking forward to recording this song since I did the very first one from these high school years. This is one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. And it's honestly pretty new. It's kind of like ending this set of old songs with what is basically a pretty new song. I've been so excited about doing it. And I'm glad that I've had all these weeks of recording to sort of practice things before getting to it. So I spent the last couple of days when I had some free time in the evening just coming out and laying the groundwork for it, and then finished it up today. I thought I'd, in part tonight, show you what like the heart and soul of that song is. Let me attach myself here. The heart and soul of the song is a sound that I've never used before when I recorded, but have always wanted to. You know, Amanda Donahue said in a comment to one of these tracks that she made a comment about wanting to hear my Eddie Vedder impression. The irony is that that means that to her, you know, probably, I'm sure she's grateful that she did not spend enough time with me my senior year of high school. My whole back catalog was like one big Eddie Vedder impression. But she's kind of onto something there, because I was born in 88. Like, I'm a child of the 90s. I listened to a lot of 90s rock over the course of my youth. And I love the sound of a big jun 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 sort of guitar sound. I love it. And it's something I've never used before. But as soon as I wrote this song, I knew. I did it on acoustic guitar, and I knew this isn't what it's going to sound like. It's got to have that jun 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 sort of sound. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to demonstrate it for you briefly. And I'm using this thing. This is a guitar pedal. It's a version of a very famous pedal called the Big Muff, which is a kind of fuzz pedal. And the Big Muff came out in the late 60s, but it's been used by about a kajillion people. I think it's probably most associated with 90s rock. This is it's a redo of a particular one that was built in Russia in the early 90s. And this one is kind of special because it was modified by this company called JHS Pedals, and it's got all these extra little like knobs and flickers on it, and it does crazy things that I'm not even really qualified to use. It's got a very particular kind of sound. A sound that I associate with the 90s, or maybe through into the early 2000s, you know. I don't want to leave Creed out of this. It reminds me of the Creed sound. Or like, if you listen to 94.5 FM in the Houston area between 2000 and like 2006, this is the kind of sound that you would have heard. And I think it sounds awesome, especially in the context of this song. So that's how a guitar normally sounds. That's what it sounds like with this fuzz on it, which is kind of nice. And then the jun jun. Oh yeah, this is all I wanted. It's not pyrotechnic, but it's effective. And it's just got a certain kind of caveman rock feel that I love so much and that I had to have for this song. And as a result of that, I built what just to me is an homage to so many things from the 90s. That sound could have come off of like an early to mid 90s Smashing Pumpkins record. And it's like the backbone of the track. Then there's this sort of like warbly, clean guitar thing that is like my very fast and loose attempt to sort of pay tribute to like the sound of Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. And then there's like some sort of yelling background vocals, which reminds me of so much Pearl Jam that I listened to. And the vocal that I just recorded it's about as unhinged as I can get, which I suppose is, in a way, my Eddie Vedder impression. So it was really fun to do this song. It ended up like a tribute to so many things that I love and that I've never really tried to pay tribute to before. and all in the service of a song that I really, really like. And if there's any part of you that wishes that Creed hadn't broken up, if there's any part of you that wishes that the guys in Pearl Jam weren't 50 now, maybe that part of you is gonna love this song. People tell me the 90s are coming back. I hope that's true. And I would love to ride that wave, if if only for one song. Thank you so much for your time. See you on Friday.